Hello, and welcome to this very special episode of the Spoiler Cast. It's, the show where we talk about movies, and I guess today, TV show, without spoiling it.
We have done TV shows before, but it's been a while.
We actually started a whole, separate part of Spoiler Cast and its own channel, which no longer exists for American Horror Story. I should have saved this episode before I deleted the channel, but whatever. And yes, and we have done one early episode that's only on YouTube for the first season of Space Force.
Yes.
But other than that, we've only done movies. And in this more professional way, very professional there, we've only done movies.
But today is a special occasion. And we're doing a show. Well, we're doing 2 episodes of a show.
We're doing 2 episodes of a show because yesterday, at the time of recording,
Friday the 27th of May.
Yeah. We watched the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and
well, to be fair, we watched it in a movie theater as a special event thing via Swedish giant Filmstaden.
Filmstaden, the Swedish, the big movie chain theater chain in Sweden.
Yes,
Filmstaden.
They had a special viewing thing for their gold members to watch the first 2 episodes in one of Stockholm's oldest theaters.
Yeah.
So we went to an event. It was kind of fun,
and it was really the only way I was ever going to watch it, because I had no real interest in watching it.
I was curious.
Since we got free tickets,
Yes, it was free. We got free popcorn and soda.
Yeah, that was
it helps.
It helps, yeah. It was really just a big marketing event. They pointed out, like, hey, we got some hashtags if you want to tell everyone you're here,
Yeah, normally in a movie theater they tell you to turn off your phone. They didn't.
Nope. So yeah,
they gave us hashtags.
Yeah, so we watched the first 2 episodes.
Yes,
and we thought maybe we will just talk about those, because we've been talking a lot about Marvel recently. Well,
this isn't Marvel though.
No, but it's Disney.
Ah, yes, you mean that way.
Yeah, and in a roundabout way, we've talked a lot about Disney. It feels like.
Yes.
So why not do some more Disney stuff?
Well, But this is also, like we said, it's an extra special episode. This is not the regular show. There will be an episode on for regular viewing. It's already
out,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just, why not?
It's an extra.
We're riding the hype train here.
I suppose. But anyway, let's not. This is why people click off the episodes. Let's actually talk about Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
It's 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan is in hiding on Tatooine, as we all know.
Lurking,
checking out Luke
Keeping
Skywalker.
an eye on Luke.
Yeah. And the last Jedis who survived Order 66 are being hunted down by Sith Inquisitors. Very, very evil.
Yes, unless they already joined the Sith,
Yeah. Well, the last of the Jedi's are being hunted down.
Yeah.
I don't think they're letting anyone join at this point.
No, but yeah, I'll get to that
Either
later.
way, yeah.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan is hiding out.
And Leia is with I don't remember his name, Admiral
Bail Organa.
Yeah, he's an admiral. No, he's a senator.
No, he's a senator. Yeah. Played by Jimmy Smits, which was nice because he played him in the prequels.
They did cast a lot of people correctly.
Yeah. And yeah, Obi-Wan is tasked to find Leia, who has been kidnapped by some space pirates, thugs, So Organa contacts him, and he goes on a hunt to get her back. But it turns out that was just the first step. He took his first step into a larger world.
Oh yes,
that was a Star Wars quote, but I don't know.
No, that didn't.
That's what Obi-Wan tells Luke Skywalker when he first learns to use the Force. When he has the blast shield on the helmet.
Yeah,
he says, "You've taken your first steps into a larger world," or something. I might be misquoting him. Either way, so that's the show. You've all seen the trailer. You know they're really banking on like prequel fans liking this.
Yes.
And before we get into like details, I gotta say, this is the first Disney Star Wars thing that kind of felt like Star Wars to me. Not so much because of like, that specific feeling.
No.
But more because it's actually
Jedi?
it's Jedis, which I know some people don't like Jedis.
What?
I know Rich Evans he like actively dislikes them.
The Jedi are like the only reason I like Star Wars at all.
Yeah, well, his reason or other people's reasons is like, the scoundrel characters, Han Solo and
I mean, sure. But okay, whatever. I'm in it for the Jedi. I'm really happy that there are lightsabers and shit in this one.
Yeah.
Because not that I've watched the rest of the shows or even the later movies, but I feel like we're missing a lot of Jedi.
Yeah. Wait, I gotta ask you then. So do you prefer the prequels over the original trilogy? Since they have more Jedi?
Kind of.
Oh my god!
I like the lightsabers. I think that was also because that's the first thing I saw of Star Wars.
Sure.
And I kind of fell in love with the whole lightsaber fighting, sword fighting in general. Fucking love that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it helps that you have, what's his name? Who plays Anakin?
Anakin. Hayden Christensen?
He was cute when I was a kid.
Sure, but he couldn't act.
No, that's true, but he was cute.
At least he couldn't act in the first one he was in.
He got a little bit better
in the second one, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I also have a soft spot for the prequels because I was a kid when I saw them, and unlike a certain Mister on the internet, Mr. Plinkett, kids did appreciate them for some weird reason. Even though the first movie is basically a political drama.
Well, you have colors and movement and lights. That might be it.
Yeah.
Cool characters that are red and blue and green and stuff.
And, believe it or not, kids like Jar Jar Binks.
Well,
I liked Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Now, he's a little annoying.
but I get it.
I still have, nostalgia for him. So.
He is the original, what they did with Groot.
Comedic side character.
But yeah, the extra kind of, the cute stuff thing that you want to sell on the plushies of.
But it wasn't cute.
No, but it worked.
Ugly.
They did sell plushies of him.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway. So, and also, like I was gonna say, why this feels more like Star Wars than anything else they've done, even the sequel trilogy, is because it has a more direct connection.
Yes.
To not just the story of Star Wars, but characters
and the places.
Yeah, and sure they have Han and Leia, and they technically have Luke in the middle movie, but those movies didn't feel like Star Wars.
It didn't feel like they were there as their characters. It just felt like we threw these people in for clickbait.
Yeah. Harrison Ford's pretty good as Han Solo, but
yeah, they're still good as who they are because they're so good. But it felt like they just wrote in the characters to be able to be like, see, it is Star Wars.
Yeah,
we have Luke Skywalker.
Carrie Fisher was a completely different character. I mean, she's older, so of course, but it just, for me, she never, as much as I like Carrie Fisher, I guess.
I
rest
still
in peace.
like her.
Yeah, but she's dead.
Yeah, I know, but
she didn't really feel like Leia,
no.
in those movies. And the same thing, especially in The Last Jedi. What's his name? Mark Hamill. He played a character called Luke Skywalker. He did not play Luke Skywalker. Yeah. But here with Ewan McGregor, it felt like a natural continuation from episode 3. And even and I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but even some of the camera work, we'll get to talking more about the camera work later, but because overall I did not like the camera work. The cinematography was terrible. But some of it really felt like a prequel. A lot of static shots, people small on the screen walking into CGI buildings.
They did try to capture the same feeling somehow, just they didn't do it properly. They didn't succeed as much as they wanted.
So I did get some Star Wars vibes from this that I hadn't felt in a long time.
That's true. It made me excited to actually rewatch the first 6 movies, which I haven't done in so long.
No, I haven't either, because I was I've
when the new ones came out.
I was gonna say famously, but I haven't said it famously. But I've said it on the internet, and I got some likes on it. Like, for me, Star Wars just died in 2019. Even though I didn't really come to accept it until 2020. So I haven't really watched, other than just to check out the new stuff, just to see how bad it is. I haven't really looked at any of it.
No, I've tried to watch the movies. I think I saw a couple of the movies, actually, the newer ones in theater.
Didn't you see all of them?
You mean the trilogy or the extras?
Oh yeah, I was talking about the trilogy. Yeah, I didn't even remember Rogue One and Solo until you. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw all three of them, but I saw at least one or two, I think.
Yeah, you and me saw
the first one.
We saw the first one, and I know you dragged me along to see the second one because you thought,
and then
it might be good. And
I must have seen the third one then.
You must have seen the third one, but with someone else, because I didn't see that one until later.
Because that was a weird date.
Oh.
Some random, I don't even remember. Before my boyfriend.
In 2019?
That can't have been... No, then I didn't see the second one with you. Or I saw it twice.
You saw it twice then, because I know we saw it together.
When was the second one? Either way, whatever. I saw at least two of them.
You've seen all of them.
How I know?
You've seen the last one, where the Emperor comes back, and they fight in a big, scary... lightning planet in the end.
I do not remember that. At all.
You know
that
what?
bad.
You know what? Yeah, I don't blame you. That movie is horrific. It is garbage.
Yeah, and I don't think I finished Solo. I don't think I finished Rogue One.
I saw Rogue One in the theaters. I actually liked that a little bit, but then I rewatched it and I was like, this sucks.
Maybe it was that one.
Because you were kind of excited for the first time because it was more, they had like the old school TIE fighters. And it felt more like, ooh, it was a little gritty and cool and scary. It was like a war movie almost. But then I rewatched it when it came out on home media and literally fell asleep in the first 10 minutes because it's so boring.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then
Solo
is actually like the better of the new movies. I'm just it's unfortunate that it's clumped together with those terrible Star Wars movies. It should have just been its own space pirate movie.
Yeah. And then we had The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I saw a few episodes.
I think I saw one or two.
And then my friend wanted me to see the whole thing. So I'd seen like the first 2 episodes. Then my friend was visiting. And you gotta at least watch the first season, because I think the second season was out. I was like, alright, we'll turn it on. So I saw the first 2 episodes again. And I think around the 3rd episode, I fell asleep. And then I woke up occasionally like, what is going on? And I fell asleep. And then a few hours later, the season was over.
Yeah. And in between that, we have all the Clone Wars series, right?
Yeah, I've never. I saw the 2D animated way back when they were new.
Yeah,
I never watched the no one.
No, me neither.
I haven't watched the Book of Boba Fett because I heard it's terrible.
That's something too.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Either way.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I don't know how we got onto that sidetrack.
We're just trying to remember what we've actually seen.
Yeah. So,
which, to be honest, isn't a lot, except for the original, the trilogy movies, I suppose.
The real movies.
Yeah. But this one it has potential. I'll give it that.
And I'll say it maybe.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it has potential.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's good so far.
No.
Because it's not.
It's hard to judge a show. This is why...
I have a feeling like that this script for the entire season, I don't know how many seasons they're planning.
I think this is supposed to be limited series.
So it's maybe like 4 or 5 episodes?
It's going to be 8 episodes.
8 episodes.
Yeah.
I think this would have been better as a movie.
Well, yeah. Like,
because I can tell you, the first episode...
There's a lot of repetition.
Yes. Which, very slow.
Yeah, I know we mentioned that, or you mentioned that to me as we were leaving the theater. That you didn't like the repeating imagery of Obi-Wan working in the meat factory.
Yeah, well, the choice of doing the exact same thing 3 times in a row. Like, not just having him be at work and you see him leave or something. No. The meticulous detail of him cutting that extra piece of meat, wrapping it up and tucking it and then wiping. He did the same motion 3 times. It's like they filmed it on the same day and then just put it in.
Obviously.
Back to back.
I'm pretty sure they filmed those 3 sequences in like half an hour.
Yeah. Okay, got one. Do it again.
Go reset. And like all the lights are the same, so this is go back. Yeah. And yeah, I see what you mean, but I think it's also it's to symbolize this like Arrested Development / like self-imposed exile that he's in.
But you can show us that without literally repeating the same scene.
Sure.
Because I got that from the first time we saw him packing the meat and going home. I was like, okay, yeah, he's doing this every day. He's been doing it for a while. You see that this is something he does just by muscle memory by now.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that.
And I agree. But then I don't even know where to go from there. Think about it. I was gonna like just move into something.
No, but I do sort of like a bit about Leia. Sort of. I think it's an interesting concept that we finally get to see what she's been up to, because we don't really know that until she's an adult. Well, we do know what Luke's been up to, because he's at the farm. We do get to see him at the farm. But, I'm sorry to the kid. I don't have IMDb open. I don't know what her name is. That was annoying, and the character's written annoying, but she was not the best actress.
No, and yeah, we've talked about this before. We shouldn't be too mean to children.
But she was trying so hard.
She sucked.
Yeah, she was trying too hard.
Yeah. And yeah, she written as this, adventurous, little tomboy, I don't want to be a nice, proper political
She's
lady.
Merida from Brave.
Yeah, which is like...
Is that what Leia was when she's later on?
I mean, sure, I guess you could say that she's definitely like brave and, because she was a senator, even though they call her princess, but she is in the Senate in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But she's also secretly working with the rebellion. So she has that rebellious nature in her, but it's like, does that automatically like translate to her being like
running around climbing trees?
Child? Like it doesn't have to. Maybe she doesn't even like they make a thing of that she doesn't like that kind of life. That's why she's going to become a good senator, or her father says. Like, sure, yeah. But I always saw that, but this is me, so, this is me just how I always pictured her, so that's not fair, I suppose. But I think I just gotta tell you, I always saw it like she was more like her mother, like Padme.
Yeah.
Like, she liked politics. She saw it as a way to change things.
Exactly.
But when politics stopped working, she joined the rebellion out of necessity. That doesn't mean she had to be rebellious and, wild when she was a child.
Even if she wanted to be rebellious and wild as a child, that was weird rhyming.
Yeah.
It didn't have to mean that she was climbing trees.
Yeah,
it could have been
it's very
sneaking
typical.
I like they mentioned like, oh, she's either in the basement, the kitchen, or she's outside, and they just all went outside straight away. It's like she could have just been in the basement or the kitchen and just like, oh, but I just wanted to have a treat because I know they're gonna run out so fast or something.
Yeah,
like it doesn't have to be losing her fancy clothing and running around climbing trees with her little robot thing, Lola, whatever.
Lola, yeah. It was
forced.
It was forced, yeah. And we've seen that is the typical, female hero is always one that, you're supposed to be prim and proper, but I don't wanna. Like,
I wanna get dirty and fight with boys. Yeah,
maybe you could write her differently. I mean, yeah, maybe Star Wars isn't the place to innovate with your characters. you should stick to classic characters, but it just felt very
she could have been a fucking nerd, completely enthralled by the history of the Jedis or something, and that could be her rebellious trait that she always wished she had the Force. No,
I mean, like, specifically make her interested in politics.
Yeah, that too. I mean, Jedi
and be be completely helpless. I mean, she's 10 years old, so she's helpless anyway.
That was also, she didn't look 10. She looked 7.
She looked like a little child.
Yeah.
5, 6, no, not really, but almost. Like, she looked small.
Yes.
A little runt.
Did she play the, oh no, what are they called? The hooded figures? I keep forgetting. Teapot?
Oh shit, what are they called?
No, not the Sandman, the other ones.
Yeah, the small Tusken Raiders. I don't know what they're called. Damn it. Anyway.
I've always wondered, is there children playing them, or are there like short people, or are there robots, or what the hell are they?
No, in the original at least, I know there were children.
I wonder what's in this one.
Probably children. Or little people.
Little people, short people, whoever they are. Walking on their knees, probably. I mean, we don't see the feet.
Yeah. I don't know.
Side tour.
Yeah. Sidetrack.
Yeah, I didn't like Leia. She didn't feel like Leia.
Yeah. She didn't feel like the Leia we see in the original trilogy.
Sure, you can change as you grow up.
Yes, but I mean...
But still...
She just felt like another Luke.
Yeah.
Because Luke is supposed to be the one wanting adventure and going off and being a pilot in the rebellion.
Because he has this boring life where he doesn't meet people. He's stuck on the farm.
Yeah.
While she is meeting senators and princes and I suppose Jedi warriors. No, they're gone already.
They're gone at that point.
Whatever. Like, cool people.
Yeah.
All the time. She's at extravagant parties talking with cousins from distant worlds. Like, come on.
Yeah, they're just making her another Luke.
Yeah. She should not be that.
She should be different from
She
Luke.
should be Leia.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, we get nothing on Luke yet, but I guess it's not going to be on anything on Luke.
No, I don't. I think they're going to focus on Leia.
Because what's going to happen on the farm?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no! Vermin!
Which also... I don't like... This is screwing with the original trilogy, though. That she was on this grand adventure being kidnapped and running around Dawayu,
something like
whatever
that,
the planet was called. It basically looked like Coruscant on the lower levels, but it was called Dayu or something. Where she was, like I said, she was being kidnapped, shot at, running over rooftops with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
At one point, yes.
Yeah. But in the original trilogy, when she sends the message to Obi-Wan Kenobi, she says, "For years, you helped my father in the Clone Wars."
Yeah, she doesn't mention...
You saved me from certain death on Daiyuwa or whatever.
Whatever. That time I got kidnapped.
Remember this long adventure we were on when I was 10?
Even if it was just a day or two? You still saved me from a kidnapping.
No, she just mentions that, you were friends with my dad and you fought together in the Clone Wars.
I wonder if they're going to retcon that somehow, or like, but we'll make her forget it?
Oh my god. Yeah, we'll do a
Jedi mind trick.
Like, oh my god.
We don't want you to remember this. You can't tell people who I am.
This is why prequels are tricky, and it's the only reason I think that the prequel trilogy, Star Wars 1, 2, 3, work is because they were so far removed from the originals.
The only, proper connection is towards... Well, no, there are more, but
there's lots of connections, but it's so far moved in time.
Yeah, and the only one you're like, but that's the kids. That's it.
Yeah. This takes place 9 years before Star Wars.
Yeah.
The first Star Wars.
Yeah.
While the first Star Wars Episode 1 took place, I think it's 30
or something,
30 years. Or more. No, 30 years.
About
before.
30 years, yeah.
Well, and we didn't know too much about that period of time. Now we know what happened before Star Wars, and we know what's happening during Star Wars. Now there's this little spot in between where they're now going to fill out with a bunch of new adventures. That's never mentioned in the later Star Wars movies. Then
Yeah. We'll see about that, though.
Yeah.
In general, the storyline so far seems to be kind of I don't know how they're gonna make it work, really.
Yeah, it's gonna bring up another problem. I know it's just one line in the original Star Wars, but when Darth Vader and Obi-Wan fight on the Death Star, the first lightsaber battle we have. The wonderful lightsaber battle.
Yes.
Between an old man and a guy in a suit who can't move.
Yeah.
Darth Vader says, "Last time we met, I was but a..." It doesn't say Padawan, but he says, "I was but a student or something. Now I am the master." So either they're never gonna meet in this show, which that's gonna...
No, I don't think they're gonna meet.
So Darth Vader's just gonna show up?
He's gonna be...
Separately?
We're gonna have Inquisitors chasing Obi-Wan, but they're never gonna catch him.
Sure.
And since they don't catch him, he's never gonna meet Darth Vader. But the Inquisitors will talk to Vader.
So just like Darth Vader was basically a cameo in Rogue One, he's just gonna be that is gonna piss off so many fans. No, but he's not gonna be a cameo because they're pushing him so much in the trailer.
He's gonna be only interacting with the Inquisitors, though, probably. That's just my
That's
I'm just imagining here. I don't know.
Sure, and in a way that's good because then that would still make sense when he says, "Now I am the master."
Yeah,
because that's when they fought on Mustafar.
Yeah,
but it's also what a big fucking like cock tease for people who's watching this. It's called Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Darth Vader's looking for him. And I mean, the second episode ends with him finding out that Anakin still lives. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, Anakin!" And we see him in his tank. And then they're never gonna meet?
Probably not. Because how would they explain that?
Maybe they mind wipe him as well. I don't know.
No,
this poses so many problems.
Yes.
When it comes to the timeline.
Yes.
And that's not the biggest problem with this show.
No, I had major issues with just production.
Yes.
First of all, the first effing thing we see, the Inquisitors.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you meant the opening scene in the Jedi Temple.
Oh no, that was fine. I suppose, though, just notice one of the kids that got away, I suppose, is Reva, the third sister.
Oh, it is?
I bet you $100,000,000 on that.
So she's going to become a good guy?
No,
are they gonna try
she's
to make...
just pissed off because the Jedi couldn't protect us.
Okay.
That's why she's hunting them.
No,
and it's Obi-Wan's fault because he made Vader.
No, I was thinking more of... Maybe I should even pull that scene up. The very, very first shot in the movie...
When they're training, and the Chi, whatever it looks like. You know
Tai Chi, you
Tai
mean?
Chi,
Yeah.
That's the word.
But they're doing Jedi Chi, I suppose. There's so many problems with that shot.
Well, first off, there's a kid falling almost.
Yeah, okay, I didn't think of that.
One kid fails completely.
I just started laughing out loud. I don't know if you heard that.
I heard a little bit. I was like, "What? Why are you laughing? What's going on?"
Listen, here it is.
Because I didn't see the problem except for that kid stumbling.
Okay, I might have to do some editing here, but we're gonna pull up the scene. I'm just gonna talk about it first. It starts with this long. I mean, it's fake, but it's supposed to be crane shot.
Yeah.
On Coruscant.
Yeah.
It's nighttime in Coruscant, and then it pans over. No, it's like a drone shot or helicopter shot.
Yeah.
Not a crane shot. And then it pans over some forest, which doesn't make sense because there is no forest on the surface of Coruscant. Either way, there might just be a garden in the temple. Whatever. They pan over that, and then into this little room where they're training. First problem. Why are little children, 4, 5, 6-year-olds, training at night?
Was it night, really? Isn't it?
It's dark.
I thought it was sunlight.
Which also doesn't... pull it up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to double check that. Cause...
Yeah. Which also doesn't make sense because I might be misremembering because I haven't seen Revenge of the Sith in many, many years. But I'm pretty sure they attack at sundown. But anyway, so they're training at night. Let's say it's winter, so sun sets earlier, whatever. That only happens in certain countries, so maybe... Oh, shut up! Whatever. Tell myself, shut up. They're training. The camera moves in. Now we can say then they kind of CGI over.
It's dark.
It is dark, right? Yeah, and they kind of crane over, and now it is like a crane shot, because you can't move a helicopter into the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and are you looking at it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look here now. When they move in, you see the camera starts shaking?
Yeah.
It's like it's on a tripod or
and
a
when
crane.
They
and
run.
All of a sudden it starts shaking. And that's obviously not handheld. That is like post effect put on to make it look shaky. Now it's probably, though, for real, since they're moving with them. But look at it looks like a fake shake. And it's so off-putting to have this long, smooth movement into the room. And then, we're going to start shaking.
Without a cut.
Now there's action. Yeah.
If there was a cut, it would have made more sense.
If there was a cut to some close-ups of the children that is handheld, would make more sense. So camera is a problem there. Second thing, you're watching without sound. But you remember... when they're training, it's all like quiet. I think there's even like a like music to make it sound all serene. You don't hear anything until the doors open, and then it's utter fucking chaos.
I don't know. Is that room like a cone of silence?
But there's no windows. It's just open.
Yeah, that's true.
And they move out, and there's clone troopers everywhere killing Jedi and
they
children.
Walk straight out into a giant hall.
Yeah, the big hall you see in the prequels.
Doesn't really fit with where their little room was, though.
No, that's why the whole garden thing doesn't really...
Well, regarding the garden, I'm thinking of the you remember the online game?
Yeah, I didn't play that. Well, I played it a lot, long time ago when it was new, so.
But if you start as a Jedi, or a Padawan, or whatever, there is a forest around the temple. So I don't know if that is
maybe they just changed it. Yeah, retcon. That's fine then. It doesn't really matter.
Or if I'm just not remembering the movie, the originals. Like
we don't see a lot of the temple from the outside. It doesn't look like there's any trees around. But whatever.
Yeah,
that's not the problem. The problem is that you don't hear the attack. The attack seems to happen the second that door opens and the clone troopers run in.
But when you look around them, it's like it's been going on for 30 minutes or so.
Wouldn't it be, I guess, maybe it's a little too real if they first started hearing blasters and they're like, sit down, children, and like she pokes out her hand to see, and she gets shot or something.
Yeah. Just to point out though, that kid, the one standing up, I think that's.
You think they're
making
that Reva,
whatever,
yeah. Maybe.
I just mentioned, because that was my first thought when I saw her step out of the, I don't even know what that ship is called, that the Inquisitors land on.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
Whatever, dark thing.
It's a ship, yeah.
I was like, that's one of the kids.
Oh, okay.
Has to be, because she's all spunky and annoyed.
But then, to keep harping on that first scene, so we move out into the big hallway, the
grand hall or whatever.
Yeah. And we see a bunch of people on that walkway, and down we see Jedis fighting and some dying. And I was like, oh yeah, this is like from the prequels. And like I got a little giddy, even though, the prequels isn't good, but I was like, ooh. But then, for some reason, you hear Emperor Palpatine's voice saying, "Execute Order 66."
Yeah, like 3 times.
Yeah, repeatedly. Like, they're playing it over loudspeakers or something. Like, why would they do that?
Yeah, on speakers is what the subtitle says if you have it in English.
Why would they play that in the Jedi Temple? Like
they already know why they're there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they got that call, on their little personal things, all the rogue, or the commanders. That's how they do in the movie. That's only put in there because that's
we need to understand.
Yeah, it's fan service. Ooh, it's Order 60. We know. The only time clone troopers attacked the Jedi Temple was during Order 66. We know that.
Yeah.
It's pure fan service, which was like, ugh.
Sorry. It's not even fan service. We're just making it clear so you understand that this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Remember? Understand? 10 years later.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you. Also, though, I have to add, when we watched it in theaters, we didn't get the, intro thing that they have on Disney Plus.
There's some sort of recap of the prequels I heard, but I haven't seen that, so I don't know.
It was fine, actually.
Okay.
And it helped.
Okay.
For someone who hasn't seen the prequels in, I don't remember how long.
Yeah.
So that helped.
Well, they're in my head. I remember everything. I have seen the prequels so many times as a child.
Well, yeah.
Because we talked about this. I saw the originals first, because they were selling them on VHS hype up the new ones. So I saw those first. Our parents bought them for me. But it was always you were like 3.
I didn't care probably.
Yeah. And I was 7. So but I did watch the prequels more because they are more fast paced, for a little child they are more exciting.
Yeah.
It's when you get a little older you realize that they're kind of plasticky and boring.
Yes, and the acting isn't that good.
Yeah, and then you appreciate the feeling of the original.
Yes.
Anyway, we keep saying that. I just because I feel the need to defend myself when I say I kind of like the prequels.
It's okay to like the prequels.
I know.
Especially for our generation.
Yes, because we kind of grew up with the prequels.
We grew up with them in the right order.
Some would argue in the wrong order.
Well, chronologically.
Yeah. But then, so they move on then to 10 years later, and we're on Tatooine.
Yes.
I liked all the sets.
Yes.
On Tatooine.
The sets are fine.
As much as I don't think handheld cameras belong in Star Wars.
No.
Like, there's always been a specific, visual language to the Star Wars movies. Both the originals and the prequels.
Yes, they have these long, steady shots.
A lot of static shots.
Of, big pictures.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
swooping in over a planet.
Yeah, not a lot of inventive camera stuff.
No.
Whoa, that's part of why I didn't think that the sequel trilogy felt Star Warsy, because they had all this intricate camera work.
But they
this
also
is just
had
a space adventure.
Some of the bigger static shots as well.
Sure.
So they were just trying to we need to amp up the movement a little bit.
Yeah, but for me that was always part of the feeling of Star Wars. The specific cameras, specifically the stuff that George Lucas directed.
Yeah.
Because, he's not very inventive when it comes to camera. And they recreated that somewhat on Tatooine. But then there was some handled shots when they're walking around, the people. And it was whatever.
Later on, they incorporated more of the moving, fast-paced stuff. Yeah. Which kind of annoyed me. But the first thing I saw when they stepped out, the Inquisitors step out of their, whatever that ship is called, their outfits looked like something you pick up at the toy store.
You think? I thought they looked kind of cool.
Cheap. I mean, they looked cool, but they looked so cheap. Either they're okay, let's make them easy or simple so that cosplayers can make them easier. Or they're just
easier
lazy.
To get in and out of. Or,
I don't know. Or they're just lazy and whatever. Black, add some leather, add some stripes, cloaks. You're done.
Yeah.
You're Inquisitors. Where are your, armor? A little bit at least. Do you?
I don't know. I'm not too well versed in the
I remember.
The extended universe stuff. I don't know what Inquisitors are supposed to wear.
The tall lady from Game of Thrones, the blonde tall lady who's she's confused from she plays the Inquisitor in some of the newer movies. A Inquisitor. She has shoulder pads and shit.
What?
Yeah.
She plays a stormtrooper.
She's an Inquisitor. She has black.
No. She's the tall, silvery stormtrooper.
Oh, maybe it's not. Whatever. People in that, whatever, that, around them, they have, shoulder pads and shit. They look cool. They have armor, almost. As far as I remember.
I don't know.
Either way, they looked cheap.
Okay, yeah, I didn't really mind how they looked. Except for that one guy's hat.
Yeah.
Because he was Asian, so they kind of gave him rice hats.
Yeah, that looked very inappropriate.
Yeah.
Culturally inappropriate, I suppose.
What they reminded me of, and people have talked that there's might be connections there, it kind of reminded me of the Inquisitors from Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order.
Could be.
They had that ring on their lightsaber.
The lightsaber, yeah.
Which was never a thing in the movies, but I guess it is in the extended universe. I don't know.
I don't remember that too much.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I mean, the makeup was pretty cool on the ones that had makeup.
Yeah.
Because he had, headphones built into his head. That looked cool.
I was thinking if it's Rupert Friend or Rupert Fiend. I think it's Rupert Friend. He's the guy who played the main Inquisitor.
Yeah.
He was really good.
He
felt like he was a real evil...
Sith
he was / Nazi. He felt like an SS soldier. Oh, I'm not here to hurt you. I just want you to help me find this other man, basically.
Yes.
And I promise I won't kill you.
I mean, he did stop Reva from hurting the guy.
Yeah. Just didn't really make sense, but sure.
I mean, he should have done double things, though, because he's a Grand Inquisitor. He should have been able to stop her lightsaber and grab him as well.
Yeah.
Because, no, that made him run away. Excuse me?
Yeah, that was some contrived...
You guys are the worst Inquisitors ever.
That was some contrived thing.
I don't know why they did that, to be honest.
Yeah, because... I know we're jumping back and forth between talking about just general stuff and the plot, but that scene was weird.
Yes.
Because they arrive on Tatooine. They walk into this little bar or saloon, whatever they call it.
Saloon,
they call it. And they're looking for a Jedi because they heard that a Jedi was being harbored here in this bar, which that guy's kind of young, so I would say they're looking for people who were Jedi being Padawans. They're looking for Jedis.
No, they're looking for anyone who can use the Force, basically.
And who were being trained by Jedi.
Yeah.
And when he kind of reveals himself to save the bartender, because Reva throws a knife at him.
Which is smart.
Yeah. Yeah, that was clever. I was like, haha, they got him. But then, when she's about to kill him, because I'm guessing they're there to kill him, because later he turns up dead?
Well, they want to interrogate him first.
Okay, so they want to interrogate him.
That's what he says. Prepare him for interrogation.
Yeah, but the Grand Inquisitor then tells this Reva that, your silly pursuit of Obi-Wan is, it's not what we're here to do.
It's too much. Let it go, basically.
Yeah, and then they let him run away.
Because of that. Yeah.
But why?
Why not just... I mean, they are technically using him. They want him, this dude, whoever he is, to be able to find others.
Yeah, but they don't even think Obi-Wan exists anymore.
Well, they assume he's dead by now or something. And she's like,
why would they assume that if they haven't found him?
Because they think that Jedi can't control themselves, that Jedi have to... He says it. Jedis,
they have this
compulsory
like an itch. Yeah, they have to save people. Sure.
So they're like, how could he go into hiding when there's so much hurting in the world? Unless he's dead.
That just felt so contrived as a way to force in and we're not looking for Obi-Wan, you silly girl. Third sister, we're here to look for other Jedi. There's one, let him run away.
Yeah.
What?
Why not just,
Yeah, and even if they were using him to find other Jedi, the next time we see him, well, he does run to talk to Obi-Wan, who's like, you idiot, that's why they let you go then.
Yeah,
maybe you should run to the next Jedi you know of, moron. But anyway, next time
luckily that didn't work, though.
That didn't work. For some reason, because they didn't look for him. So what was their plan? They were using him as bait?
But then they lost him.
Then they didn't use him when he sought out another Jedi.
Maybe he got away from them. They didn't manage to keep up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's contrived.
And it makes those three look
like
so
morons.
incompetent.
Yeah.
How can he be a Grand Inquisitor if he's that bad at keeping track of one fucking junior Jedi?
Yeah, and Obi-Wan is there in plain sight. He works there. He's there. And they're like, oh no, he doesn't exist. Remember how Darth Vader could sense Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
When he was... Darth Vader is here in the hangar of the Death Star. Obi-Wan is way over there. By the power things. Which I don't know how far... But there's far...
Far enough.
There's a whole Death Star in between them. Yeah. And he gets like, I sense something. He literally says that. Something I haven't felt since... And he starts moving, because he gets rattled.
They do have a special connection, though.
Yeah, but...
So that bond will be stronger.
Yeah, but
as Force users, you should be able to feel another Force user.
Yeah. Even if you're just Force sensitive, like Leia is, you should still be able to feel it. That's the whole point of the Force.
I'm assuming that's a little bit later now in the episode, when Obi-Wan Kenobi goes out in the middle of the desert and digs up his lightsabers.
Yeah.
He goes by the sense of Force, I am assuming.
Yeah, because it's just desert, but he remembers exactly where you're
exactly.
there. Yeah, or the fact that Reva, when they're doing the same scene again, like in the beginning, talking to people again, like, tell us where they are.
Yeah.
She hones in on Owen Lars immediately because... Well, I guess because he's, the character.
Obviously.
It feels like she knows that he knows something.
It's like she can sense...
he's not even Force sensitive.
She can sense that he has, like, Force residue on him or something.
Yeah, something. I don't know. But Obi-Wan Kenobi is standing 6 feet that way, and they can't sense him?
Oh, because he's hiding in a hole.
Oh, right.
Behind the...
hiding.
Camel-looking snout thing.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're called.
Things from
Horsies.
episode 1, yeah.
It's just...
It's so
they're making
dumb
the
and so
Empire
contrived.
look idiotic.
Yeah.
And weak.
They're not scary.
They're not scary or dangerous.
Like they were in the original.
No, they're bumbling buffoons.
Yeah.
Bumbling buffoons? Whatever.
Bumbling fools.
That's better. Even worse, when they do get to the Dajin or whatever that planet was called, the Trash Club planet, I don't want to...
Yeah, the city planet.
Yeah.
That is not Coruscant.
And the other one.
Yeah.
They bring, like, everyone there. Because, shut down the harbor, no one leaves or gets in, because they figure he's there somehow. Yeah. Well, right, because she lured him there. She did, again, Reva, who is the third sister, which is the lowest rank, had the best plan.
Yeah.
Kidnap someone that has a connection to him. She looked in the archive. Has no one done that before?
No.
In 10 years?
Nope.
No one checked the archives?
This is another thing.
No, it takes a third sister, a fucking apprentice, basically.
Yeah.
To figure that shit out. It's like, come on.
And that is also, as much as I'm a fan of Star Wars, I guess I was a fan of Star Wars, I don't know everything, but I know that in the movies, there has always only been 2 Siths at the same time. There is the Master and the Apprentice.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, even though the Master, Palpatine, you know, was in command of a grand army, they weren't a Sith army, they were the Empire.
Yes.
The Empire's army, I don't know what you call it.
Empirical army?
Empirical army? No, it's not the same thing. Anyway.
Whatever. The army.
Yeah. And I don't know anymore, you know, and I didn't know before either what's canon and what's not. So, but it's always like the Sith were always different in that they didn't train like several Siths.
No, they had the Master and the Apprentice.
Yeah. There wasn't this thought out like lore behind the Sith as it was with the Jedi, because they were just supposed to be the bad guys.
Darth Maul is the apprentice, right?
Yes, he's the apprentice first, and then when he dies, he takes Count Dooku as an apprentice.
Right.
And then he has Anakin kill Count Dooku so he can take him as an apprentice.
Right.
You see, there's always, you know... but then, you know, in video games and in books, I suppose, they were more Siths. They had the Inquisitors, and they had, of course, that... There's some... what is it called? The Mysteries of the Sith expansion to Jedi Knight 4.
Jedi Knight 2.
Jedi Knight 2. Dark Forces, where you had, you know, their kind of like training, that valley where they train.
Yes, again, going back to the online game.
Yeah,
you could train as a Sith.
Siths, you know, Sith Padawans. There was
but I don't think you're allowed to call yourself Sith though.
Okay,
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I never played as Sith, so I don't know.
But I mean, you could use a lightsaber.
Yeah,
it would be red.
But in the movies, there were never more than 2 Sith.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. There were never more than 2 Sith. So now that we have 3 Sith, one of whom dies in the second episode, because Reva kills the Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, right.
She stabs him.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, they're Inquisitors, though. Are they Sith?
They're Sith Inquisitors.
Right.
I mean, why else would they have a red lightsaber? And they look scary.
They are
and they're
Force
pale.
sensitive. I mean, they use the Force, so yeah.
But no one has, unless you've stolen a lightsaber, you're either a Jedi or a Sith.
Yeah.
You can't even build your own unless you're a Jedi or a Sith.
No, because you need the Force to assemble it.
Yeah.
You need the Force to activate the crystal, basically.
Which I guess is also, like, now we're mixing what we say is extended and what is canon. But whatever, like, it just felt off to have these, like, Sith goons running around.
But I think that is a... retconning from the later trilogies and
they're using the extended
universe. Yes.
And sure, like that's just
they're trying to merge it all now.
Yeah, which is fine, but on a personal level, I didn't like it.
It didn't bother me that much.
They should have been Empire soldiers, because I know that you could play like an Empire spy or whatever. Yes. You could play a bunch of Empire characters or whatever they're called. That's army.
Yeah. Though of course everyone chose the lightsaber wielding person.
Yeah.
Or the scoundrel.
Yeah, I chose smuggler. Yeah.
A smuggler, right?
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, that feels a bit odd. It's a bit because if you haven't looked at everything else, then you don't really understand that. You're like, but wait.
So
you've seen the original
now?
Yeah, along with Darth Vader is he becomes Vader by the end of the second episode, I suppose. Because he's still in the tank.
Yeah, but no, he is Darth Vader. He's just that's how he sleeps, because he is Darth Vader in the end of episode 3.
That's true.
The movie episode 3. Yeah. So he's been Darth Vader for 3 years.
Yeah, that's true.
10 years. Sorry.
It's weird.
Yeah, it feels a lot like it's like a fan film.
Sort of. We want
to add all our favorite things from the video games, but also from the movies, and
they're using at least these 2 first episodes as let us explain things how we see it.
Yeah.
So that it makes sense when you watch the rest.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you'll be going like we did, but they're only 2 Sith ever. No, they're trying to explain away that.
Yeah. Which, I don't know.
I just want to talk for a second, though, about the Inquisitors, or specifically Reva, who is obviously a major character.
Yeah.
I hate her.
Yeah, she's got a character I don't like.
I hate the character written, the way she's written. I didn't like that.
I didn't really pay much attention to her as an actress. I think she's fine.
It might just be the writing. I don't know. I just didn't care for her. And her being like, oh, I need to jump around and look cool. It's like, stop! Yeah. The only Sith that has ever jumped around and looked cool is Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Everyone else are slow-paced, basically.
Yeah.
Well...
They kind of did it with Dooku.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
She doesn't look like someone who should be jumping around.
No, I know what you mean. And
she should be walking. Like everyone else.
Yeah, like the other 2 Inquisitors.
Yeah.
Like, they looked cool. But also, if we're going to nitpick just, like, specific things, like story elements, that whole sequence was classic padding, where I was like,
yes.
This is why it's an 8-hour TV show instead of a movie. Because
we want to show her jumping.
Yeah, and here, just to set it up on how dumb it is. And how it's just like action padding, and I hated it. It's right after Obi-Wan has found Leia, which I thought was going to take longer. I thought that was
he just walked in and grabbed her, basically.
Yeah. But he finds Leia on Dayu or whatever. And she's like, I don't really trust you, but I'm Obi-Wan. Oh, I know your father. Oh. And she's like, whatever. And they start walking. And then at some point, she's like, because they sent out a message like, Obi-Wan is here. Like,
yeah.
Tell every scoundrel, every bounty hunter in the area, like, put a bounty on him. So she sees that he's being hunted, and it's not her being hunted all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's because of you. I mean, she managed to deduce that they used her as bait to get to him. She's one clever 10-year-old.
Oh, yes.
They even point that out, that she doesn't speak like a 10-year-old.
No.
Which is, yeah, she doesn't. She looks like a 5-year-old, but speaks like a
45-year-old.
18-year-old at least, yeah. Anyway, so she runs away, and here's the thing, because she said, like, if you're a Jedi, she says this before, if you're a Jedi, make me float.
Yeah.
Show me you're a Jedi. Yeah. And he's like, oh, you can't do that.
I just read the subtitles. I'll expose myself.
Yeah, which is like, okay, fair. Or maybe like,
I mean, you could do a
maybe
tiny
he's
thing.
Like, yeah, or maybe he's kind of like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, that he kind of doesn't want to because he failed ostensibly as a Jedi.
Which is why he stopped using the Force.
Yeah, exactly. So he doesn't want to. And that's fair. It's a classic, old man, lone wolf and cub, old man Logan kind of thing. Like, no, I'm done killing. I'm done using the Force.
Yeah, but then out of necessity.
Yeah. So she like, well, fuck you then, basically, and runs away. And he's like, oh, Leia, princess, and starts running after her.
She climbs up on a roof?
She runs into some, unsavory characters, and he has to use a blaster, which he uses a blaster instead of his lightsaber. Once again, because he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
But it's just like, they made a whole joke about that in Revenge of the Sith, that he hates blasters.
Yeah.
So uncivilized,
Yes.
Yeah. But here he's just blasting away. Anyway, so they chase through the streets. He beats up some bounty hunters or just scum and villainy. And then, they run up on a roof, and they have a shootout with the big dinosaur bounty hunter with the rifle.
Which was cool that he was robot eventually.
Yeah, it was cool that was like a big, not a puppet, no, it was a suit.
Yeah.
With probably an animatronic head on. Yeah, it was cool. I like that. And Reva, who's just standing on a rooftop like Batman. Literally like Batman.
Literally, she looked like Batwoman.
Yeah. Literally, because Batwoman in season 2 was a black lady.
Yeah. Even like the angle.
Yeah, and she was doing the superhero kneeling.
Yeah.
Scowling.
Out into the distance. And then you react to sounds and lights over there.
She sees a blaster fight going on over there. She's like, that must be Obi-Wan. And starts running there. Like, oh, you're on this what I guess is like a crime planet. And you're thinking, first of all, why aren't there more fighting going on? Like, I don't know, whatever. Nitpicking. So she starts running there, doing her cool parkour running. The fight on the roof ends when he shoots the dinosaur, and he kind of shoots the robot who appears, robot bounty hunter. But Leia falls off the roof, or she tries to jump a gap that is too far.
Yeah.
So she falls down, and he has to use the Force to grab her and lower her down
before she hits the ground.
Yeah. And then he manages to get down there, and she's like, oh, so you are a Jedi. And that's after, I think this chase scene goes on for 5-10 minutes at least. In that time, Reva has still not managed to get to where they were fighting, and when she arrives, they left! They left minutes ago! They cut to her running as that fight scene is already over.
Despite her literally flying across the rooftops.
Yeah, so what was the point of all that?
Showing that she's a reckless and cool person who can jump.
And to show Leia that he is a Jedi.
Yeah.
But here's how you do it if you got some style and some fucking class, and if you're doing a 2.5 hour movie instead of an 8-hour TV show.
Yeah.
When she says, show me you're a Jedi, make me float. And he's like, I don't want to do that. Whatever. And they do the whole thing, blah, 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 blah. She finds out, oh, I was just bait. I'm out of here. She starts running. But she can't run. All of a sudden,
because he grabs her.
He's not even stopping her. She keeps running, but her feet are not touching the ground anymore.
Because he's force floating her.
Yeah. So she turns around like, you are a Jedi. And then we continue. The exact same, we arrive at the exact same conclusion.
Without having
Reva
running
30
around.
Seconds.
We don't have to have a gunfight. Or Reva running across the fucking street, rooftops.
Yeah. And you're like, whoa, but then you miss out on all the action. Well, honestly, that action wasn't even that good.
Ooh.
It felt kind of awkward seeing Obi-Wan kneeling down. He's doing the
behind the
video game, knee-high barricade thing, sitting pew 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 pew. That's not what Obi-Wan's supposed to do.
Even if he's not using his Force anymore, he would have just evaded.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have fought them.
Or if you really wanna, if you wanna add some action into it, but still arrive at that, oh, you are a Jedi. When he turns, she's like, oh, they're using me as bait. She runs away, and he's like, no, wait. She runs around a corner, up the ladder, and he is like, oh, damn kid, and starts climbing after her. But as she's on the roof, she runs into the dinosaur bounty hunter. And she's like, kind of what she does on the ground.
Yeah.
And maybe even the robot is there as well, both of them. And they're like, and tries to grab her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as they do that, or maybe it's just the one of them, whatever, it doesn't matter. Obi-Wan, and it should be raining, because that's cool.
Obviously.
Obi-Wan gets up on the roof, and he says, unhand her. And he's like, silly old man, whatever. You know. What are you going to do about it? And he pulls out his fucking blaster rifle. And he just goes, and pulls out his lightsaber.
Because at that moment, he's like, fuck it.
Yeah, because there's no one else there, so no one's going to see it anyway.
Me.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of this, because he's been running around chasing her and trying to escape and be incognito. Like, just drop the princess.
Yeah. He puts the princess behind her, the bounty hunter does, behind him, yeah. And starts shooting. He just deflects. He even deflects one into his shoulder, so he falls down.
As they do.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, and then he just pushes him off the roof.
And even
he pushes him to the side, so we just see her standing there behind where he used to stand. And she's like, and he's like, oh shit, you know, she saw that. She's like, oh, you are a Jedi. But
they start running.
That's 1 minute instead of 10.
And you could have added that if you want Reva to be like, oh, but he is here. The dinosaur fucking lands in front of her. And she's like, oh.
Yeah, or even she's standing there, she's like, she feels it.
That he's using the Force, yeah.
They can feel Force-sensitive people around them.
Yeah,
that's
especially
part of
when
being
they're
Force-sensitive.
using the Force.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these are just little things to... Sure, then you can pad it out to 8 hours, but it makes for a more concise and to-the-point storytelling.
Yes.
And also we get more lightsaber stuff instead of blaster stuff.
Yes. However, the way I saw it as they did, they're trying to tell us that Obi-Wan does not know how to use the Force really anymore. He was struggling. Yes.
Yeah. Which is also kind of silly. When did it ever...
When you doubt yourself...
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because the Force is weak. But still, they could have done it differently. Then on top of that, we have another little padding character.
Oh,
the fake Jedi.
Yeah, played by, what's his name?
I don't know his name. He is in The Eternals, and he plays the exact same character.
Yeah, it's I was going to say Rajesh Kutrapali, but that's a wrong TV show. He's from Silicon Valley. He's, why can't I remember his name? I can't remember his name from that show now. Erik, I remember. It's the guy who was...
Yeah, hold up. I'm trying to pull it up.
Oh my god, he's like super popular nowadays. What's his name?
I mean, he is famous.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, he was in... Oh. Kumail
Nanjiani, right.
Yes.
Kumail Nanjiani, yeah. He plays like some sort of scammer who pretends to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck. Well, once again... Oh, the Disney slave theory rears its ugly head again, because he was cast in The Eternals, which means he's written a contract with Disney. And oh, would you look at that? He appears in another Disney production. Which is kind of funny, because I watched a little bit of the Star Wars Celebration the other day. Star Wars Celebration 2022.
Yeah.
I only managed like 15 minutes because it was so silly. But I saw they did an interview with some people involved in the new Willow series. Yes, they're doing a sequel to Willow. God damn it.
Let's leave that out of this.
Yes, but they brought out the new female characters who are supposed to be like the young characters that Willow trains or whatever, or they join him on the mission. The 3 of them are girls. They brought them out to talk, and one of them, I don't know her name, but she plays one of the like rebels or something in Solo. She's like she has like I don't want to say the word. Mulatto? I don't know if that's...
she's mixed.
Yeah, mixed race. Yeah, she's the mixed race girl with the puffy hair and the freckles from Solo. She has a mask on for most of the movie.
Erin Kellerman?
Yes, I think so. Let me see. Yes. Yes, and now she's in Willow. Once again, she signed a contract to be in Solo, and would you look at that, she appears in another Disney Plus product or production. I'm just, and I mean, we had that, sorry for sidestepping here, we had that recently, Oscar Isaac played Poe Dameron, and would you look at that, he just happened to be cast as Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Almost like he's under contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
yeah,
I forgot his name again. His name was Harja in the series.
Yeah, Harja.
He was annoying as fuck.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate that character, that kind of character that he plays. And he plays it, unfortunately, the only times I can remember him, he's played that kind of character.
Yeah, because he's not an actor per se, he's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, right.
He's not, I mean, he's fine at acting, but he's fine at that type of
character.
Acting. Yeah.
I hate that kind of character in general. It doesn't help that he's playing it because he does it so well that I hate it even more.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of him, in general.
I haven't seen much of his stand-up. I can't really say. It's just like, but why? Why add a fake Jedi?
Only them to... No, they don't kill him, right?
No.
She just pushes him up against the wall.
Yeah, and leaves him.
Oh, no, so that means he's going to be in more
yes,
of the
he's
show?
Gonna be more,
oh, God.
Probably.
Well, glad I'm not watching any more of this. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's in 5 episodes.
Oh, God. Okay.
Do you know who plays the other Inquisitor, the 3rd Inquisitor?
Sung Kang.
Yeah.
Who's...
Han.
I recognize the name.
He plays Han in Fast and Furious.
Oh, what? It didn't look like him at all. Maybe they put a lot of makeup
Lots of makeup.
Because it looked like some...
Wait, it is him, right? I'm sorry, I have to double check.
Sung Kang. Yeah, that's Han.
Yeah, that's Han.
Huh. It didn't even sound like him.
Well, he didn't speak much.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
But
it's not enough for me to go back to this show.
No, because unfortunately, we're not seeing him, we're seeing the character.
Yeah. And they already, like I said, they already killed Rupert Friend. Which sucks, because I like Rupert Friend.
He's still the 3rd name on IMDb, though.
Yeah.
Maybe he survived.
I guess he could.
Yeah, he did. He's in 6 episodes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
The Inquisitors are only in 6 episodes, though. Just warning.
So let's talk a little bit about that also. Why the kind of like, because you mentioned you thought that the sets looked cheap.
The costuming mostly looked cheap, specifically for the main characters for some reason. Every side character all around them looked pretty good.
Maybe it's because you don't see him as much.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. But let's talk about so the sets look kind of cheap.
Some of them, yes.
And I think they sometimes use that technology that they used in The Mandalorian, where it's not a green screen. They're literally just like building up a virtual landscape around the character. It's an interesting technology.
That dome thing they were in?
Yeah.
It looks like a dome.
That's why a lot of scenes in at least the early episodes of Mandalorian feels like they're out in the desert, but they're in a cave.
Yeah,
so it's sort of like a round room. And it was this like when the young Jedi met up with Obi-Wan in the middle of the desert.
Yeah,
they had walls around them for some reason.
Yeah,
it felt like
they were in like a mountain hole.
Yeah, it was weird, and I felt that again with some of the like larger scenery on Dayu or whatever. They were on an open street, but it felt small.
Closed in somehow. Same with the harvesting scene when he's working in the meat thing.
Yeah,
you can sense that this is a room.
But that was a set. But
it still felt like a room.
Yeah. And of course, some of the corridors and stuff that was literal sets. But you could feel So I know people said like it's much better than green screen. It still feels like green screen.
Oh yeah, it is still green screen sort of.
Yeah, I guess it just feels more natural for the actors, which is good. I don't see it as this amazing new.
It doesn't help us.
No. As a viewer, it doesn't help. Yeah.
No.
So, and also, a few years ago, I think 2018, there was a leak of a like scrapped Star Wars TV show or something. Let me pull it up so I can show you.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the leaked test footage from Star Wars Underworld. That looks exactly like the Dayu sets or scenes in this show. And I'm wondering then, I've heard it
slightly better.
Yeah, I don't know. If you look at it more,
the little bit I saw, it looks really cool.
There's a lot of like, you can see they repeat footage. It looks weird, but it's just test footage.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, and I haven't heard anyone else make this because I haven't really looked up anything about Obi-Wan.
Yet.
But I'm wondering if that might have been test footage for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Could have been.
And they just called it Star Wars Underworld.
Well, yeah, that could have been a working title.
It looks spot on like Dayu. Anyway, so yeah, it looks kind of cheap sometimes.
It looks kind of cheap sometimes.
Sometimes it looks good. I think all the stuff on, I forget the planet's name. They mention it in Star Wars. The planet where Leia lives with her mom and dad. The one that gets blown up in the first Star Wars movie. But yeah, all those sets look fine.
Oh yes,
and they looked a lot like the prequel movies, which I liked. And also all the costumes there looked awesome.
Yeah, everything there looked well produced.
Yeah, and they had
the deserts looked okay,
and then the city stuff looked terrible.
Yeah,
and they could just shoot a lot in the forest, so it didn't look fake because it was in a literal forest. So
Yeah.
Anyway. On the other hand, though, where I think a lot of it looked, or anyone call it, felt very like good and like pricey and expensive was the casting.
Yes.
Because first of all, they got Ewan McGregor. Fucking sure, Alec Guinness played him first and got an Oscar nomination for portraying Obi-Wan.
But
motherfucker, Ewan McGregor is
fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's just the way it is.
I'm sorry.
And he's the best. Even like. If you don't like those movies, you like him in those movies, because he's good in those movies. He is
the best character.
Yeah. So they got Ewan McGregor, and then we already mentioned Rupert Friend to play the Inquisitor, and to a less and Sung Kang, but then we also had the young Jedi on Tatooine who gets killed, who gets hanged. That was Benny Safdie.
Yes.
Who's one of the Safdie brothers. The writers and directors of Good Time and Uncut Gems. Like, they're legit, like, real filmmakers. And, he played the in-the-closet gay mayoral candidate in Licorice Pizza.
Right.
That's the same guy.
We got Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, we got Joel Edgerton reprising his role as Owen Lars, which is cool. There was someone else. Well, yeah, Kumail Nanjiani, but they, like I said, he's just on the roster now on Disney.
But we had the correct person. We had Jimmy Smiths for Bail Organa.
We had Flea.
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen is supposed to appear.
He's supposed to be Darth Vader.
He's going to be Darth Vader. So I guess we technically saw him here, unless that was a stand-in guy.
Yeah. Why do I recognize O'Shea Jackson Jr.? I can't speak. I don't know who that is. I just recognize him.
Well, yeah, that's a recognizable name, but I don't... Maybe they weren't in these episodes. But, like... No, I think that... Is there a picture of them?
Yeah, he's the son of Ice Cube. That's how I recognize him.
Oh! Okay, well then he wasn't in the show yet.
No.
But yeah, there's like... Literally, like, you can say a star-studded cast.
Oh yeah, first of all, it's proper movie actors coming to do a TV show, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah, it's not The Mandalorian where you have,
TV show actors.
Yeah, you have, I guess,
though they didn't
Pedro
get
Pascal. No, we did TV. He was in Game of Thrones. Yeah. And then of course you have Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah,
I think it's his name. Plays the bad guy.
Yeah,
plays the bad guy from Breaking Bad, of course. I mean, you got shit, what's his name? Werner Herzog in one episode. But I mean, it's not the same thing,
It's not the same caliber. It's, first of all, they convinced the originals to come back and continue their roles.
Yeah.
Which feels like...
they just threw money at them. So.
Sure. But enough.
Yeah, sure.
To be like, you know what? Sure, I'll do it.
So
because they could have gone, you know what, you're ruining the legacy, fuck off. But no.
Well, actors usually don't think like that. They just like coming back, doing a character they like.
Sure. Which I guess...
I don't always like actors.
I guess Obi-Wan Kenobi is a fun character to play.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I think, it's also probably the one that made him, like, famous. I mean, he'd done movies before that.
Yeah, but that's the big one.
Yeah. Anyway, so...
like I said in the beginning, I'm cautiously... I don't remember what word I used, but cautiously optimistic for the continuation of this show. However, I'm still really mad that they've even chose to make it. Because you don't need to add more Star Wars. We have enough Star Wars in the world.
Yeah.
Rewatch the first 2 trilogies and be happy with it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we'll wrap up on that.
Yes.
We thought this wasn't going to be that long of an episode. I could keep nitpicking,
Yeah, let's not.
Let's not, yeah.
However, if this gets enough likes and remarks or whatever, we might see the rest of it.
You mean we're selling out?
Yes.
Okay, fine. If you need an excuse to see the rest of the show, go ahead. Anyway.
Yeah, that is literally the only reason I would continue watching it, though.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Yes. Like, there's so much Star Wars now. Like, before, when original Star Wars came out, you had one movie every 3 years. Yes. 77, 80, and 83. Of course, you had the toys, but, that's just toys. That's merchandise.
Yeah, merch is fine.
And then after that...
To a certain amount.
Yeah, and then after that, and even... Yeah, I mean, they did some, like... They did, of course, the holiday special, which, let's not talk about. Have you seen that?
No, I've heard of it only.
It's not even on Disney Plus. It's so funny. It's terrible. But they didn't do, like, a bunch of stuff in between the movies. They did the merchandise. They started the comic book sometime in the 80s. But this is a comic book,
That's basically merch.
Yeah, it is merchandise. And then, in the 80s, they did 2 Ewok movies that were TV movies. Yeah. Nobody cares because they weren't, like, big things. They were just Ewok movies. They're on Disney Plus. We can watch them sometime.
I have to look that up.
They're not good.
No,
but,
I mean, they're Ewoks.
And then, for years and years and years, all we had were, some video games, but not even a lot of video games. And they usually were only released, around the movie. So for years and years, between 83 and 99, which isn't that long, really. It's like 16 years. That's how long. It was only 16 years between Return of the Jedi and Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
It feels like much more because we weren't alive. But
yes.
It's only 16 years. He, like, started writing Phantom Menace 10 years after Return of the Jedi, which is insane.
Well...
Anyway,
he wanted to make more money.
yeah. But then, and once again, we had one movie every 3 years.
Right.
And then we had the merchandise.
Yes.
Yeah. So, 99, 2002, 2005.
Yeah.
Video games, but, that's...
It started to become a little bit more merch and extras, but still, it was okay. It worked. It wasn't too much.
And then a few years... Well, they did the short, the micro series, as it's called, because it's little, like, 5-minute episodes of the Clone Wars. The 2D Clone Wars was released between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
But, it's a smaller thing, and it's a cartoon for kids.
Yeah.
And it's one show. And then when the trilogy was over, they wanted to continue, so they did the Clone Wars proper series.
Yes.
And then the movie, which people don't think about, but there was a Clone Wars movie.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Which actually, it was in theaters. But then for a long time, all we had, once again, 10 years between Revenge of the Sith and The Force Awakens. All we had was, we had the Clone Wars for a while, and then there was merchandise.
And video games. Lots of video games.
Yeah. Then 2015, Force Awakens. Merchandise, things, just like regular. 2016, Rogue One. 2017, The Last Jedi.
The floodgates are open by now.
2018,
whatever the other one is called.
Solo. Solo. 2019, The Force Awakens. 2020 or even 2019, I don't remember. Mandalorian. So now we have Mandalorian going on, because I'm pretty sure they're making another season of that.
Probably.
So we have Mandalorian. We have the Book of Boba Fett. We have...
to be honest, I didn't realize that they were separate shows.
No, because from what I understand, season 2 of The Mandalorian is basically just set up for the Book of Boba Fett, so they can make that into its own show. Now we have, even though it's a limited series, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi as a series. We have Andor coming next year. Casting Andor, the show we talked about.
Yeah, I forgot about it for a second.
Yeah, they're maybe they've ended it again, but they did more seasons of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Clone Wars went on for a while.
Yeah, they stopped. They did like 5 seasons, and then they stopped, and they came back in like 2018 or something.
Yeah, and now they're bringing characters from the Clone Wars into the Mandalorian.
Yeah, and they're doing an Ahsoka show, which is a character, one of the most famous characters from the Clone Wars.
Is she the one being played by what's her name, Dawson?
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah,
exactly.
That looked kind of cool when I saw pictures of that, to be honest, because she's
a white lightsaber.
Those aliens, I don't remember what the race is called. I always fucking love those.
I don't remember.
So
cool. I think they're called Nemoidians? No, sorry. No. Those are the fish people from episode 1. Sorry.
The ladies with the... there's guys too, but...
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Yeah. You know that's their brain?
Yeah.
Anyway. So we have that as
Very
well.
vulnerable.
Yeah. There's so much Star Wars now. For 7 years, there's been onslaught of Star Wars.
And it's saturated.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if it's all... Let's say all of it was great,
it would have been too much.
It's too much.
You lose some of the mysterious whatever feeling about it. You lose the whole, I'm waiting for some more.
Yeah, the anticipation.
That's the word. Thank you.
You don't have time to watch the movie, enjoy it, and maybe watch it again before the next movie comes out.
Consider, oh my god, what's gonna happen in the next one? No, you already have the trailer. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
because also trailers tell you everything nowadays.
It's such an oversaturation of Star Wars now. Because when it was just a little 5-minute show on Cartoon Network, you could.
It was like a commercial between the actual shows,
and the merch and everything. That doesn't matter. No. Merch doesn't matter. Video games also, if you don't play video games, you're never going to even hear of the Star Wars games.
And usually the video games are so detached from the original story because it's a video game. It's going to be difficult to have them merge with the movies to make it all make sense. It's just Star Wars, lightsabers, fight.
Yeah. But now it's Star Wars. And it's not... Star Wars isn't special anymore.
Nope.
Before, Star Wars that's how it became a brand name. It was
Star
Wars.
Yeah.
Now it's just slap Star Wars.
Everyone watches Star Wars now. It's not the nerds. It's not the fans. It's
yeah.
It's just some show on Disney.
It's just a TV show. My parents watch Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Our parents don't, but
they could have.
They could have. I'm sure a bunch of parents it's not. They took the fun out of it. They took the exclusivity out of it.
Yes.
And it's diluting what was Star Wars.
Yeah. It's a fucking shame.
It's a shame, yeah.
We keep coming back to this, though. In every episode. Fuck you, Disney.
Yeah, and it's the same thing they're doing in Marvel. There's a new show every time, and they released at least one movie for 12
consecutive years, almost
14 years.
Yeah.
2008 was the Iron Man.
Yeah.
14 years, at least one movie every year,
and they're still on it. I mean, we have 2 releases this year.
On. Yeah,
we have Doctor Strange and
Thor,
God of Love and Thunder, or whatever.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah, and a bunch of TV shows. And
God damn you, Disney!
But you know what the worst part is? Because when I was watching the Star Wars Celebration, people just lap it up.
Yep.
They're like, oh, more. Now, like, I don't ever have to stop watching. But, like, don't you want to stop watching it? Like, or not even like, oh, go do something better, touch the grass. No, not even that. Just watch something else at least.
You know how people used to say back in the days, before the 90s even, basically, like, if you watch too much TV, your eyes are going to go square.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, stop watching TV. Yeah. Your eyes are going fucking square. You're dumbing yourself down from watching the same shit in a new costume.
Yeah, like I said, I don't even say like, oh, go play football because that,
I mean, you probably do need to go outside and get some air, but
even if you don't want to, at least watch something else. Like, there's so much more other stuff out there. But don't fill your brain up with this glossy trash.
Don't get stuck in one franchise.
Yeah.
Or in this case, I guess, one production company.
Yeah.
Try to branch out.
Yeah.
We've given lots of tips this year so far on movies you should see. Please go watch them instead, because they're not Disney owned.
I mean,
the ones we've promoted.
Yeah. I mean,
just bring it back to the episode this week. Fucking watch Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah.
That's all I have to say. I'm done.
Yeah, I guess I'm done too.
Thank you so much for listening to this very rambly, again, hating on Disney episode.
Yeah, it always it
was inevitable when it was something produced by Disney this time.
Then we just start talking like the show in and of itself. I wanted to say
cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, and I want to say like, oh, it's the best, most Star Warsy kind of thing they've done so far.
But I still don't want it.
I still don't think it was good. And honestly, as much as it didn't feel like Star Wars, other than the first 2 episodes of Mandalorian was better. It was like a cool, like, Western show. This was, I don't know what this was.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, that's gonna have to be it. Sorry for rambling, but that's what we do. Whenever we talk about anything Disney related, it always kind of just explodes into a rant about Disney. So you should watch some of our more focused episodes, like the Top Gun Maverick episode.
Yes.
Or
Pig. I keep coming back to Pig.
Yeah, Pig. Or my favorite movie this year, The Northman.
Yes.
Where we can focus.
Licorice Pizza.
Licorice Pizza, yeah. Those are just from this year.
Yes.
Masterpieces from this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Which, depending on,
we'll see what that
is. Top Gun is out. As we're recording this, Top Gun just came out a couple hours ago, so
we have a week.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. But until then, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. The Spoilercast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is hosted by Tobias Vedén and Rebecca Vedén. Produced and directed by Tobias Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén and Laura Kinney. A huge shout out to all our patrons over on patreon.com/DoubleMakeAScene. Laura Kinney, Mom, and Dad.